Well, today is Excursion leaf spring day. Andy and I just got the springs finished up on this truck. This is my V10. We got X and C code springs for about 3 inches of lift or so. 3 or 3.5 in the front, and then about 3 in the rear. More like 2.5, I think. My front springs were really sagging, but the back ones were decent. So we did that, and then Bilstein 5100s all the way around. Truck sits just the way it should, about an inch and a half taller in the rear, which is perfect. We've got a couple of springs here for some more excursions. The ones on the left there, those are 6-inch lift springs, and the ones on the right are 5s. He got some pretty mad arch to them. So we'll go down here. We've got a couple more trucks we're working on today. As you can hear, Andy's making a racket. So we've got this black truck. This is a 7.3 liter. Looks just like mine, but it's got a different engine in it. And this one's 2-wheel drive. Take a look at those hubs. Yeah. So this one's getting a 4x4 conversion. It's got a pretty rare lift kit, actually. It has a 6-inch 2-wheel drive lift, which they don't make anymore. They're really hard to find. And then we've got another truck over here. This is another V10. It's a late model. It's an 04, so it's got some cool upgrades that the other trucks don't have. And we're doing new springs on it. It's already lifted 6 inches, but it's got some issues. The front and rear springs are toast. It's got pro comps in the front that are sagging pretty bad. And take a look at these factory springs. Look at them. Just nasty little suckers. They're all floppy, humongous blocks in the rear. So we're going to get rid of the blocks completely. It's going to have no blocks at all because the lift springs that we got have a little tapered block on the bottom there. So that is what we are doing today. We're going to get those springs swapped in here in just a minute. And here is the 4-wheel drive conversion for that 7.3. The 7.3 already has the transfer case bolted in. We just have to do the axle swap. So, and it's a 6-inch lift on this truck. This is what I've never seen before. I've never seen a 6-inch lift that was lifted by hangers. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. Yeah, that upper portion there. So the shackle is factory, but that upper hanger and this front hanger are actually the lift. So we'll probably just bolt this one on the way it is, and then later on probably swap the springs out for X codes, depending on kind of how it all sits. So, yep. Another Excursion there. That gold Excursion is getting a V10 swap. It's got a blown 5.4, and I don't mean supercharged. Thing has got a couple cylinders full of coolant. There's the V10 right there. Shout out to Matt, who we're building this truck for. Poor dude bought that truck, and like a week later the engine blew. So there's an LS that Andy just finished pulling out. Just did a engine swap on just a factory Excursion. It's kind of my fault, but yeah, that is what we've got going on. Excursion fun today.